Dawn spills gold across fern plains and river bends. Ancient giants move slow while the mountain pretends to sleep. By the water's edge, nervous grazers sip and listen. Calm mirrors ripple with the smallest doubts. Our lone raptor watches from shade, mottled green and umber feathers, golden eyes measuring a valley's fragile rhythm. Far away, the volcano exhales a thin white whisper, as if testing the edges of fate. The herd falters. 100 instincts twitch at once, hooves drumming questions the earth refuses to answer. In the raptor's eye, the mountain's silhouette shivers, reflected warning, pupil narrowing to sharpen resolve. Birds burst skyward, startled punctuation. In a sentence the forest isn't ready to read aloud. A single leaf kisses water. Widening rings announce what roots and bones already know. Trunks shudder, dust rains down, small lives bolt through needles and shadow as the ground growls. Panic becomes choreography. Old paths dissolve beneath pounding feet, and ash smudges the horizon like bruises. The forest splits open, orange veins pulse below, steam sighs upward, and the surface loses its grip. The raptor braces, feathers lifted by tremor, golden eyes tracking the mountain's deepening breath. Smoke darkens, rising in heavy columns, the summit quivers, gathering a voice older than rain. Roots fail, a tree surrenders in slow collapse, sunlight slicing dust into radiant shards. Predator faces a choice older than hunger: chase the herd or outrun the earth itself. First ash drifts down, soft gray warnings that sting the tongue and melt into heat. Daylight dims to embered orange. The sun becomes a smoldering coin behind widening haze. The mountain ruptures, fire and shadow flung upward, a crown of molten teeth over a stunned valley. A pressure wave races outward, flattening leaves and courage alike. Forests bow, then break. Embers fall like iron rain. Small stones punch through canopy, and green turns to hungry flame. A hot shard scorches the raptor's right shoulder. Pain flares, but momentum refuses to die. Stampede without destination, species braided by terror, running from sky and stone at once. Rivers boil where sparks meet surface, steam erupts, swallowing reflections and the path they promised. Fire threads the underbrush, climbing trunks, teaching wind to spread catastrophe with eager hands. Our survivor barrels forward, wounded and relentless, the erupting mountain framing a vow to live. Ash devours the sun completely. The world shrinks to heat, smoke, and drifting stars of fire. Between pillars of flame, the raptor weaves, breath ragged, shoulder singed, eyes fixed on unclaimed darkness ahead. A burning giant falls across its path. Muscle and will launch the body over death. Marsh water explodes under ashfall. Every splash a fevered heartbeat against advancing fire lines. Other fugitives join the current. Wings, claws, and hooves aligned by a single command. Move. Lava. Tongues lick the forest floor, slow but certain. Distance shrinks faster than courage grows. The ground splits, glowing red. The raptor gathers, leaps, silhouetted against breath from the planet's lungs. Forest becomes stone. Ahead, a canyon's shadow promises fewer flames, if not safety. At the threshold, it pauses, smoke behind, red light within, then vanishes into heat and echo. Passageways bleed red, steam hisses, footing slips as the raptor descends into the mountain's arteries. Lava veins crawl behind wet stone, silhouettes flicker where light and danger trade places. Another predator waits, bigger, scarred, eyes reflecting the same decision, sharpened by different scars. In the cavern's breath, they circle, steam rising, molten pools casting halos on teeth and talon. Speed over size, a flash of claws, a cut delivered, retreat measured to survive the next second. The ceiling gives. Dust and stones cascade, a skylight torn by violence somewhere above. The raptor darts for that slant of daylight, choosing escape, not empire, as debris falls. It bursts onto an ash-wash slope, coughing, shaking cinders from feathers and will. Behind, the volcano howls with lightning, a god of stone, raving at unanswered prayers. The world is charcoal and snowfall. The raptor, small against horizons that forgot their color. Bones lie half-remembered beneath drifts, ribs arch like frozen waves in a dead sea. Breath fogs gray, soot cakes the wound. Eyes search for any shade that still means life. Far shapes limp through the storm, survivors sketched by ash, erased by distance. Volcanic snow falls slower now, soft as forgiveness, heavy as consequence. Head low, step steady, it hunts for shelter, where rock still resists the settling sky. Thunder mumbles at the edge of sight. Lightning threads the cloud's black fabric, stitching night to noon. Time turns the page. From above, ruin and recovery share a border that moves each hour. Water carves through ash. The raptor drinks, watching hope run clear between gray banks. Green spears push upward, tiny rebellions that promise forests from a handful of breaths. The sky opens a blue window. Light returns with the patience of seasons. Tired but unbroken, the raptor rests, wound drying, gaze measuring a valley, learning to breathe again. New small hunters and foragers pick at edges. Life edits the script while the ink is wet. Dawn stretches warmer. Smoke thins. The future leans forward to hear itself arriving. In a calmer eye, the valley blooms, memory and possibility sharing the same reflection. Feathers lift in morning breeze. The old language of scales yields to lighter grammar. A small feathered body leaps and glides, practice flights written between branches and sunlight. Cut to a modern wing, beating sunrise air, the echo that outlived ash and thunder. Jungle knits itself across old scars. The mountain steams quietly, story cooling into stone. Flocks cross the sun. Every heartbeat carries a lesson the giants never learned. Title over a quiet volcano. Life remembers not with monuments, but with motion.